I recently got back from vacation and it got me thinking about how I back up my photos and video when traveling. I checked YouTube to see what others were recommending, and most people suggest using SD cards or external hard drives. The SanDisk Extreme Portable seemed to be one of the most recommended drive. The problem with that approach, for me, is when I travel, the original and the backup could be in the same location. For instance, if I go back to the Airbnb or to the hotel, the original SD card and the backup could be in the same room. So if something happens like theft, damage or whatever, I risk losing everything. To solve that, cloud backup is a good option because your files are backed up in a different location. But cloud storage can be very expensive, so would it be great if there was a free option for doing this? Good news, there is a way to have a free photo and video backup solution when traveling. As you probably know, the cloud is just someone else's computer, so when you're paying for cloud storage, you are just paying to borrow someone else's computer. But the solution I'm gonna share is free because you will use your computer instead of someone else's. That way, when you travel or on vacation, you can back up your file from your SD card to your computer at home. So it's like having a personal cloud that you control. There are many ways for doing this, and one solution I like is a software called Nextcloud, but it's very hard to configure and maintain, so we are not going to use it today. Instead, we will use another free and open source software called SyncThing. It's available on Linux, Mac and Windows. If you're not traveling with your computer, there are also third-party applications for Android and iOS. We will use SyncThing to synchronize a folder on the device you are using while traveling and your computer at home. So every time you transfer a file from your camera SD card to your phone, they will be back up in your computer at home. Of course, this solution means that you will need an internet connection when traveling. Also, your data limit must be high enough to avoid extra fees from your internet provider. So if that sounds good for you, let's go. The first step for configuring this backup solution is to install the software. So as mentioned, it's available on Linux, Mac and Windows. So for this example, we will sync a folder between my Android phone and my Linux computer. So I've created a virtual machine running Linux Mint, but this software is available on all of the main distribution and also as a Docker container. To install it on Linux Mint, open the software manager and search for SyncThing. Then click on install. Once installed, click on launch to start the application. Your web browser should start showing the SyncThing web UI. If nothing happens, open your web browser and type 127.0.0.1:8384. Now we can install SyncThing on the phone. On iOS, you can install an application called Mobius Sync. But for this example, we will install a software called SyncThing Fork on my Android phone. To do so, open F-Droid or the Play Store, search for SyncThing Fork and install it. Once installed, give it the permission it needs. On the top right corner, click on the folder icon to add the folder that will be synced with the computer. Give it a name and under directory, choose where you want this folder to be located. Now we have to synchronize this folder with our computer. On the computer, click on Identification to open the QR code. On the phone, go to the Devices tab and click on the top right icon. Scan the QR code to link the devices together. Now, on the computer, you should see a pop-up and then click on Add Device. Next, another pop-up will open asking if you want to add a folder. Click Add go to File Versioning and select the trash can icon. This step is critical because if you run out of space on your phone, you will be able to delete files, and those files will still be on your computer but in the trash bin. This is a really neat feature that helps you to save space on your phone without losing your pictures. Now that everything is set up, we can test to see if everything is working. So assuming I'm traveling, the first step will be to transfer files from the SD card to my phone. On my Sony camera, I can use the Creator app, but another option is to use an SD card reader like this. Once connected, I can open the file browser and copy the file to the sync folder. The files that have been copied to the phone will now be synced to the computer. It might take time to download depending on the connection speed, but this can easily be done overnight. And on the mobile app, you can see the progress in the top menu. Once the download completed, the pictures will automatically appear in your computer. So if I open the folder on my virtual machine, I should now see all the files I uploaded. Finally, if you run out of space on your phone, you can delete the files on the sync folder. For this example, I will delete the folder I just copied. And on the main computer, the deleted files were moved to a hidden folder called ST version. This means after the files have been transferred to your phone and copied to your computer, you can delete them from your phone without losing anything. So that's it. With this solution, you can easily copy files from your camera to your computer back home. So it's like having a personal cloud. So if this video was helpful, just give me a like and see you next time.